What is up, fellow ATC and TRX125 fans? I just found out that there may be a new source for buying pistons and top-end rebuild parts for the first and second generation Honda ATC and 125cc engines. And in this video, I'm going to be tearing down the top end of both generations of the Honda engines so you can see how everything is put together. And then later on in the video, I'm going to fill you in on a little secret on where we may be able to order pistons, rings, and all the goodies to rebuild these treasures. So stick around until later in the video and I'll give you the lowdown. But for now, let's start tearing these engines apart. Okay, so let's see what we're working with here. I've got two engines. This one is out of a 1985 Honda ATC125M, and this one is out of a 1987 TRX200. Cripes. And if any of you own these vertical or horizontal 125s and you're trying to rebuild them, you probably know that pistons, rings, and all that jazz are impossible to come by. But I've got a surprise for you. It's later on in the video, so keep watching. But yeah, once we get these things tore down, I'll tell you where we're going to be able to source new pistons for these guys. All right, let's get a little degreaser on there and we'll pressure wash them off. See what we're working with. Oh yeah, this thing's got all kinds of fun stuff in it. Okay, let's take a look at what we're working with here. We've got the 84-85 ATC125M engine, all complete. It did run, so the electronics are good, but it smoked really, really bad. Perfect candidate for this project. So, over here, yeah, we've got the 87-88 TRX125, or the later ATC125 with the vertical engine. Yeah, this thing also ran, but it ran like this. No. Stop. So you're going to get a whole engine rebuild in the near future off of this guy, even though we're only going to be doing taking the top end apart in this video. Be sure to subscribe because in the future I'm going to be tearing this whole thing apart and pulling the crank out and replacing the crank and a rod bearing in here. So, which one do we want to do first? Let's do it chronologically. Yeah, under all the dirt, this thing's not half bad, with the exception of what's going on in there. I think I'll probably just take off the timing cover and see what's going on under there. Pull the advancer and the cam out. At that point, this should be a piece of cake. Should be able to pop that right off there. Now let's take this little pick and let's just kind of scratch a line here so we can get our timing back to where it was before. And oops. And hopefully that will be good enough. We'll make sure it's in time, but this should make things go a lot quicker when we're assembling it. I gotta stop leaning on this table. You guys like that squeaky noise at home? Now, as I pull this advancer out, hopefully it's not rusted on there. There's probably a little pin that's gonna drop out of here from the crank. Oh, where is that pin? Yeah, that advancer doesn't want to quite come out of there quite yet. But I think what I can do is I can just loosen these three pan heads and start twisting this advancer housing and slowly pulling it away from the cam and the head, and that should pop out. I don't know, it's been about a year since I've worked on one of these horizontal motors. But Yeah, I know, been doing a lot of engine rebuild stuff lately, and it hasn't been getting most views. I apologize to any of my subscribers who don't want to see this kind of stuff, but I'm kind of in the mode right now where I just want to spam engine rebuilds into my head so I can remember how to do this stuff by memory. But so you're just gonna have to bear with me for a while here until this one gets rebuilt. I promise you I will get back to more stuff like that in the very, very near future. But for now, back to the engines. I wonder why motor mounts are called motor mounts, not engine mounts. Now, where's that little pin? Where's that little pin at? It's probably down by the oil seal. Yep, I can see it right there. Let's zoom in really close. Hopefully the camera will focus. That pin right there. Make sure you don't lose that, and especially make sure it doesn't go flying down this direction, because you're gonna really not like yourself if you do that. Before I pull the pin out of the cam and the cam out, I think I'm gonna loosen the valve cover here, or the rocker cover, and loosen this whole thing up. Oh, that's interesting. See, I think on the 90s and the 110s, there's just 3 regular nuts here, and then a copper crush washer and a dome nut there. Could be wrong, but I'll have to remember that. Is there an oil passage on these 125s up here that I'm not aware of? Huh, I don't know. Well, we'll just put her back together the way she came apart. Yeah, the hardware's pretty nice on this stuff. There's some gook on here, but I think once it runs across the polishing wheel, these should look fantastic. Yep, there's definitely an oil passage up there. I'll be darned. These are a little different than the 110s and 90s. Unless I'm totally thinking of something wrong here. Yep, just a regular there. Regular there. And oil and copper there. I'm gonna put the camera down. Yeah, I must bag up all these parts here before I lose something. Okay, should be everything. Okay, before I go any further, I'm gonna shove some paper towels kind of down in this crevasse. So if that pin does want to fly out of there, it doesn't go down into that region. Dang, what? You were really stuck on there. There we go. Ooh, that looks yucky on the inside. Let's take a look in there. Yeah, even oil change, bro. Okay, let's get that pin out of there. Let's throw a little magnet in here, just in case it does fall. It'll fall onto the magnet. Please don't be stuck. Oh no, piece of cake. Well, let's go put this somewhere where we're going to lose it. Okay, the head should be loose. Bolts, take the cam out. Where's the magnet? It should be okay. In theory, that could fall in there. So I want to pull the cam out while holding the cam sprocket so that doesn't fly back down in here, and then down in the crankcase the timing chain doesn't fall off the sprocket down the engine. So let's grab something that'll kind of stick down there. That's gone. And what kind of surprises are going to be lurking for us on this thing? A little bit of wear. We'll inspect that in a bit. Okay, I'll hold the timing sprocket and see if we can pull this away. At least they got these points here where you can pry without scoring up the sealing surface. That's nice. There we go. Now I'll keep my finger on the timing sprocket. Get it back here. Oh, get out there. There we go. And let's look at what goodness we have going on in here. Look at how beautiful that is. That is just something to behold. Now before I get any deeper and pull the jug off, I think it's time to tell you a surprise. You know how difficult it is to find pistons, rings, anything to rebuild the top ends of these 125cc engines. I think we might have a solution for you guys in the near future. I've been working with Dr. ATV out of Nebraska on a solution for this. He's been working on sourcing a different piston for these guys, and he needed somebody with a couple of blowed up 125s that we could use as a test bed. So I was on the TRX ATC125M Facebook page, this one right here. Excellent page, by the way. Make sure you go over to the face bags and join that if you're interested and find some information about these 125s. But back to the story, I was on that page a couple days ago, and Dr. ATV was looking for someone who could test these new pistons out. So I said, hey, got in touch with him, said I've got two ready to go. So basically he said, yep, send them down. He's going to bore these out to that new piston, and then he's going to send back the piston, the gasket kit. I'll rebuild everything and test them out and let you know what I think. But testing everything is going to be a future video, but it's going to come sooner than later, I promise you folks. As soon as Dr. ATV can get everything bored and get everything sent back up to me, I will get them put back together and running. The full disclosure, YouTube, stuff like that. Yeah, don't really know Dr. ATV or anything like that. I bought stuff from him in the past, but yeah, all I really know of him is what I saw on his post. And like I said, we're going to get into this thing where I'm going to send him the jugs, and he's going to do the machine work and send me back the pistons, and then I'll just give you a review. So that's kind of how this all transpired. And that might be a little bit of a trick getting in there. That starter in the way. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's try the impact. She's coming. That's kind of a silly little guy. That one's definitely not going to work. We're going to have to use a wrench for that. Oh boy. Mama. Get out of here. Gosh, darn it. Here, I'm left-handed. I better do it with my correct hand here. This will go a lot easier. Honda does not want you to get that out of there. Let's try this guy. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can get this idler pulley out of here without dropping this into the netherworld. Okay, loose on the top. Loose on that side. All right, I think we're loose though. What do we got here? What is this? What is this? What is this? I've never seen this before. Okay, this I've not seen before on one of the 90s or 110s. Yeah, I'll have to make note of that. So there is a little bit of a, I don't know, a spacer or something right there. I would expect to see a guide pin. Not this thing, but yeah, this is important. This means something. Yeah, sometimes these, this stud right here on the 90s and 110s is open to the elements, and water gets down in here, and this guy gets rusted out so bad that these things are sometimes impossible to take off. Get off the threads, come on. There we go. Oh, there's another one of those things right here. Interesting. This is new. All right, guide pin. This little kind of guide pin here, and didn't seem like there was anything right here. Okay, make a note of that. Oh, it's part of the oil seal. There's an oil seal there, and then those little tiny little guide pins inside there. That is definitely different than on the earlier stuff, on the 90s and 110s. You son of a buck. Here's what I'm talking about. Water gets down in here, and this guy always rusts out. Fortunately, this one's not that bad at all. I mean, it's still structurally there. There's some surface rust, but yeah, I've seen these things that are thinner than a toothpick down at this point, but they're so rusty. All right, I'm not messing around now, sport. Don't hit you too hard and sit falling across the room. Yummy. There we go. Let's clean this thing up. Take a look at it. It does not look that bad. Let's take a look at these oil seals. What do we got going on here? Oh, they're pretty much just an O-ring. Yeah. Yeah. Just, well, not an O-ring, but they're a little flat. But I'll have to remember those. That's totally different than the 90s and 110s. All right, this guy's tore down, ready to rock and roll. But before we move over to him, I want to let you know of a new channel I just came across called DMC Autos. That channel right there. Looks like this guy does a lot of will it run type of videos on old vintage Honda, Suzuki, a little bit of everything over there. So if you like the, you know, the will it run, fixer up type of videos, I think you're going to really enjoy it. He's got really cool pacing and a lot of really detail, like this type of camera work over there. And plus beyond that, he's got a really awesome English accent. Like not like my cowboy English accent. He's got like one of those cool Top Gear millimeter English accents. So yeah, once you're done with my video, spin on over to DMC Autos. I think you're going to enjoy. Well, let's take a look at the state of this guy. Yeah, we got some black silicone there and there and there, so that's always a good sign. So yep, perfect candidate for a rebuild. Yeah. All right, let's think this through here. This should be kind of similar on the bottom end to the TRX125's engine that I rebuilt in the last video. But yeah, the top end, the valves setup is kind of similar to the horizontal engines. Tensioner is similar to the 200SX. But yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. Okie dokie. That's the wrong size. Well, it looks like they give you a little place to pry right here. Nice. All right, I kind of don't understand how this is put together. It looks like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 Allen heads, and those 4 domes. Oh, that's the wrong size. Yeah, those are on there. Have to go grab the big dog. Somebody stripped that one out before. Get in there. Okay. Yeah. That thing is glued on with RTV, but put the camera down, we should be able to knock that free. Okay, I kind of wish Honda would have molded some tabs on here where you can take a screwdriver and pop these off. But actually there might be, oh, there's a little spot right here I can just grab. Yeah, I should be able to get a screwdriver right in here. It's not going to touch the mating surface, and just twist. Oh yeah, it already broke loose. Okay, we are loose on that side. Oh yeah. Great idea. There we go. Yeah. Rockers, rocker arms. All looks great. This looks fine. Nothing to be concerned about. Okay, let's take a look inside here. A little bearing for the cam, a little pin. Yeah, this is actually kind of easy compared to the 200SX and the other horizontal motor. Yeah, I should be able to just take this bolt out, loosen up the tensioner, pull back on this chain so that thing doesn't fall down inside. Actually, I don't care if this falls down inside because I'm going to be rebuilding this whole thing. But yeah, it should be pretty simple to hold on to that chain. I should be able to sneak the cam and the cam gear that direction off the chain, and this should pull right up. Getting use out of the 90-degree screwdriver today. How far down in are you? There we go. And now get the tensioner off. We should be in business. Okay. Now the cam should be happy sitting up there. Just like on the 200SX. Neato. Don't you go down there. Okay. I should be able to pull the cam back this direction. My fat finger out of the way. There. One camshaft. Looks to be in good shape. There we go. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh no. Oh no, 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 no. What was that? What is that a piece of? Ooh, look at that booger right there. That's a chunk of something. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, at least it came right off. Boy, this is really bad. We can fix it. Ugh. Well, the good news is we got a good usable cylinder. That's not bad inside there. Yeah, that's just oil. No, it was never rusted shut. All right. That's good. We'll clean that up. That can get over to Dr. ATV. I think I'll pull the wrist pin and the pistons off these and send these along to him as well, just in case he needs to measure the pin height or something. Better safe than sorry. Well, this doesn't have factory gaskets on it, so somebody rebuilt this once upon a time. Very well, mind you. Oh boy, what a mess. What a mess. Rod looks good. Whoa. So right there. That's what was up on the old Hemi. Well, I kind of got good news and bad news. You know, when we had this thing running, it was making this knock down here. Thought it was a rod bearing, but you know, that feels very, very good. Ring gap looks great there. What the heck's going on? You know, I think Cousin Cletus tried to rebuild this thing and he made a stupid poopy head mistake somewhere. So what do you think happened?
Well, if you look really close at it. Oops.
Oh, I can see.
See the threads on it?
There's thread. Do you think that was like the choke plate?
Well, it's a screw from something fell down through there. Is there a missing...
Yeah, that was stuck there.
Is there a missing bolt on the choke?
I would have to find the carburetor that came off of it. Well, that's good. If that was our knocking sound, that is fantastic. We don't have to pull the bottom end out.
Yeah, that's nice and tight.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. You want to pull the pull start over while I hold it? Well, the good news is, I mean, I'm not seeing any RTV or any new gaskets on the lower end, so I don't think they touched down below.
Doesn't have any compression though.
Oh, I wonder why. What do you think?
I think it's good. Feels good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with the bottom end.
So it was just that. So that one little screw.
Screw fell down through the intake, got wedged on top of the piston. That's what was knocking.
Well, that makes this a lot easier. All right, we got everything disassembled, and luckily, this guy has a good bottom end. Fan-frickin-tastic. How pretty is this? How pretty is this? Yep, I think I'm going to get these packaged up and sent up to Dr. ATV for the machine work. And I'm going to keep everybody up to date on Facebook, on the normal places like the TRX125 ATC125 Facebook page, Honda Hoarders, Vintage ATV Awesomeness, all that fun stuff. Yep, I'll keep you up to date there, but definitely on the channel as well. So yeah, you're going to want to subscribe to see if Dr. ATV's mad plan is going to work out for these new guys. And once I get the pistons back and the cylinders back, I'll put everything together. In the meantime, I will be rebuilding the heads. So in the meantime, if you want to keep yourself tided over on some Bigfoot Bikes and Brews content, you can click the video on the left or on the right, and we're going to see you in the near future.